This video is about pain or hurting the horse with equipment and tools. I talked about that a lot. I said before, it's impossible to control horses by using strength. Equipment and tools are not to blame. You should blame yourself and not the equipment and tools. The same goes for horses. You don't blame them, you blame yourself. So don't blame the equipment, don't blame the bit, the saddle, the bareback, the whip, or whatever. Blame yourself and never blame the horse because he is completely innocent. I talked about that a lot, but I want to talk about something that I was thinking about today, which is pain. Sometimes you see blood, or you see a wound on the hand or on the leg of someone. But at the end, it just needs stitching and that's it. A couple of stitches and that's it. But sometimes you have more dangerous injuries, stronger injuries, injuries that cause you more pain, much more pain. But when we look at you, we don't see anything. For example, knee problems or spine problems, back problems, neck problems are things that you cannot see. Still, you had surgery for it. You had to go to the hospital, the doctor gave you surgery for it because of it. Which one is more dangerous? A spine problem, a knee problem, a neck problem that no one can see except for the doctors in the hospital, or the normal wound that you have on your hands or on your legs. The same goes for horses. Sometimes, for example, the saddle will hurt the horse, or the bit will hurt the horse, or the whip will hurt the horse, and there is pain. No one can deny it. You are able to see it. You can look at his mouth, or look at his back, or look at his thigh if they are whipping him like jockeys or whatever. There is pain, and it is wrong. But in so many other cases, you don't see anything. You don't see real marks. Does that mean the horse is not in pain? Who are you lying to? Yourself? At the end, it's not just physical pain. You have physical pain and mental pain. But I don't want to talk about mental pain. I'm talking about physical pain. Physical pain is not always something you can see. For example, if you hurt the nose because of the halter, or when you ride the horse bitless or whatever, there is pain on the nose, on the bone of the nose. But sometimes you don't see the marks, although you can see the marks always. Usually people who ride horses or lead horses with halters, if they do it in the wrong way, you see the mark on his nose. That's a fact. But sometimes you see the marks on the mouth more, or the marks on the back because of the saddle, or the marks on the body because, or the belly because of the spurs, or on the thigh because of the stick. So, is it true that he's hurting here and he's not hurting there? Not true at all. People who have a problem with their back, they cannot move, they are paralyzed. You cannot see any marks. Like if you have a problem with your knee, if you don't go to the hospital and have surgery, no one can tell for sure that you have a real problem, unless there is a very obvious and clear swelling. But if there is nothing that you can see, you can say that he's lying, although there is real pain. So sometimes with horses, it's more painful, even physically. It's more painful, even if you don't see it. That's why you see people talk about bits or halters and don't talk about saddles. Don't talk about whips. Don't talk about spurs. To me, it's very weird. What I say is very clear. It's a fact, not an opinion. I'm giving you a fact that no one can, no one did, no one will deny it in a very clear way because it's a fact. I'm saying the equipment and the tools are completely innocent. The horse is completely innocent. You are to blame. I blame you or I compliment you. That's a fact I show you. So my opinion is a fact, not an opinion. But I talk about other people's opinions. Sometimes they talk about a true matter or true things. They are telling you true things. That's a fact. But they don't talk about other true things that have the same problem. For example, when they are fighting about halters and bits and styles of riding. Okay, you are against the bit, yes. Then why do you ride with the saddle? You are telling me that you are with the horse and you believe riding the horse with the halter is better than riding the horse with a bit. Of course, I agree with that in a way or another. But why do you ride the saddle? You love the horse. You like the horse. You want what's best for the horse. No horse wants the saddle. All horses, with no exception, hate the saddle. And the saddle is much worse than the halter. The saddle is much worse than the bit. Why? It's very simple. Because it's a fact that you cannot deny that horses will use the bit against you. Horses will use the halter against you. When you are pulling on the halter or the bit, he will use that pressure, that pulling that you are using, against you and buck and throw you off his back. But with the saddle, he cannot react to it and use it against you. It's tied to his body and that's it. There is no actions and reactions between the horse and the saddle. The saddle is tied on his body and that's it. With the bit, he will react to the bit depending on your hand. He can actually use the bit against you. He can actually use the halter against you. With the saddle, it's completely against the horse. It's completely for you. With the bit, with the halter, he can use it against you. You can use it against him. At the end, if you are wrong, he will win. If you are right, he will trust you and do what you want. With the saddle, it's completely for you, not for him. Even when he bucks you off, when he throws you off his back, it's harder for him to throw you off his back when you are on a saddle because you are grabbing to the saddle, holding yourself for the saddle. So, let's say that they are honest and they love horses and everything they say is for horses. Not for them, not for fame, not for money, for horses. Okay, then keep it up. Talk about the saddle. Nope. Talk about the stick. No. Talk about the whip, the spurs. No. Why? Because if he talks about that, all his way of riding is depending on these equipments and tools. If he says bad things about them, he must stop riding his horse with them. And his way of riding is total. They choose something that will make people believe that they are good and they don't talk about other things. I'm asking you a question. When you say this thing hurts the horse, for example, when I say bareback is better than the saddle, I heard about that a lot. I told you a fact that no one can deny. You have so many special things in the bareback and you have one problem, just one problem. Which is if you are heavy, if your outfit is hard, not very soft, it might hurt the middle of the horse's back, sometimes. Like a small swing, and that's it. There is no any other problem for the horse, if you ask the horse. And you have so many other good things. It's not his nature, it's harder, it will develop your way of riding faster. So you have many good things and only one bad thing. With the saddle, you have many bad things and nothing good in it for the horse. There is nothing good with the saddle for the horse. Even when you say you want to protect his back, usually the saddle will hurt the back more because it hurts the middle, the back, and the front of the back of the horse. With the saddle, with the back, sometimes with horses who have weak backs, or if you are very heavy, he might have the problem in the middle of the back. With the saddle, you have a problem with the middle of the back, in the middle, in the front, in the back. So what I say is a fact. I did not say something, then do something completely the opposite. I said bareback is better for the horse, and it's better for people, and I want what's better for the horse, not just because it's a good thing to do, because if I do that, the horse will develop me and fix me and make me become a good rider. And I was right, I was successful and achieved what I want. They told me this and this and that hurt the horse. I agree. Hurt the horse because of you, not because of it. No, because of it. So the whip hurt the horse no matter what. The spurs hurt the horse no matter what. The saddle, the bit hurts the horse no matter what. So the halter hurts the horse no matter what. No. Why? The saddle hurts the horse no matter what. No. Why? Because they ride with it. When someone says good things about the things they are using and bad things about other things, it's very simple. They are lying. I say bad things about the things I use and good things about the things that I don't use. I am totally against the spurs, against the saddle, against the whip. But still I'm saying that good riders use it in a good way. It's bad, in my opinion. But still they are using it in a good way. You can't compare them to bad riders. So I said good things about things that I don't use. And I said bad things about things I use. Still, I say bareback can be wrong if you are a bad rider. Riding a horse with a halter or a bit can be wrong if you are riding a horse with a halter or a bit. So I'm not lying. but they say something about one or two or three equipments. But they cannot say the same thing about something that has the same problem. So when you come to them they will ask you to see the marks. When I ask you to go to a jockey, I will say, look at the marks on the horse's thighs. If I send you to a Western rider or a Spanish rider, I will say, look at the marks on the horse's abdomen or belly, on the body, on the sides. When you send someone to a rider who's riding a horse with a bit, you see, look at the mouth. When you send someone to a rider who's riding a horse with a halter, you say, look at the nose. So, if you come to me and judge, depending on the marks you saw, it's not fair. Maybe you saw more marks because of the spurs, more marks because of the whip, but the bit was hurting the horse more. Maybe you saw more marks on the horse's mouth, but the saddle was hurting him more. The bit puts the pressure on the mouth. The rope puts the pressure on the nose. If you choke someone, if you, in boxing, if you hit someone on the nose, on this area, you can kill him, right? As far as I know, the top of the nose, this area over here, is very dangerous. If you hit someone on it, he could die. As far as I know, it's very hard to kill someone by hitting his mouth. Still, you have more marks on the mouth, so you believe that the mouth is hurting or injured or has more pain than the nose. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not, but having no marks means nothing. So that leads me to the saddle. If he has a problem with the back, the spine, is it more painful or the mouth injuries? If I ask you right now, if you will say that you will have an injury, if we can read destiny and know what will happen before it happens, if we ask you to choose, do you want to have a problem with your spine or a problem with your mouth or a problem with your nose? Which one will you choose? Of course you say nothing, but you have to choose. No one will choose the problem with the back. So the most painful equipment, the most painful thing, the thing that has nothing good for the horse, no horse will say it's good for me at all. Because the only good thing with the saddle for the horse is something that is not true. They say they are using it to protect the horse's back.